What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Here we are with another reaction. In this, we have Graham Hancock, Shiva worship in ancient Mohenjo Daro. I hope I said that right. If not, I'm sorry. Before we dive into this video, if you guys happen to enjoy it, please don't forget to smash that subscribe button. Give the video a thumbs up. Also, if you like to support this channel by becoming a member, all you gotta do is hit that join button to receive your exclusive benefits. Now let's dive right in.
If you wish to pass information to a distant future, if you wish it to be preserved, you wouldn't be smart to just write it down. How can we know that our script is going to be readable by any other culture? Let's say 10,000 years in the future. Will anybody be able to read the English language? Who knows? I have no idea. It's fragile. An example I often give is the Indus Valley civilization in Pakistan and India. The Indus Valley civilization, nobody actually knew that it existed until it was accidentally discovered while a railway was being built through a site now called Mohenjo Daro in Pakistan. And then they found that there were these actually very sophisticated, very complex mud brick structures on a very large scale. Then they began to look at it. Then they found that this culture had a language, a fully developed written script. It's about 5,000 years.
That's actually like kind of insane, bro. The fact that this civilization like was not discovered for so long until they were trying to do this railway, and they had that whole language. And then just the beginning, when he's talking about 10,000 years, people might not understand the English language, and I've never thought about that. Like that could be absolutely true. That's a really crazy thought to think about.
Years old, but there isn't a single
5,000.
Rosetta Stone that enables us to translate that script into any more recent language. So we can't read that script. The script exists, but we can't read it. So there could be all kinds of information in that script, which tells all kinds of things about our past, but it's not readable.
And how long ago were they thriving?
5,000 years ago.
Wow.
One of the interesting things in the Indus Valley civilization is that there is a particular seal that has survived, a seal that would have been used to stamp an imprint onto cloth or something like that. It's called the Pasupati seal, and it shows a figure which is recognizable as the god Shiva, who is of course an important deity in Indian culture to this day and in the Vedas, and it shows that individuals seated in a, there you are, that's the Pasupati seal. Well, what you'll see is that underneath it, the way his feet are organized is that his heels are pointed forwards. This is a really difficult yoga position, to sit like that and have your heels pointed forward. You gotta kind of.
Yeah, I ain't never seen nobody be able to do that. Then don't get me wrong, there may be people out there who can do this, who can sit like this. But me personally, I have never seen anyone sitting with their heels facing forward and like it almost looks like a squatting position kind of. That's very interesting. That I know I can't do it. There's not much. I can barely touch my toes, so something like that. But that's crazy.
Almost disjoint your legs in order to do that. Okay, and the problem with that is that it's an advanced yoga position. It's found in a seal that's 5,000 years old. We have to ask ourselves how many thousands of years before that was yoga being developed. You know, again, there's a hint of a lost human culture in this. The posture is called Mula Bandhasana. And I certainly can't do it.
Unbelievable. Because what do we date modern Indian civilization back to? Is it 5,000 years ago?
The Indus 4,000.
Yeah, since the discovery of the Indus Valley civilization, you know, we have to accept that civilization in India is at least 5,000 years old. The largely and correctly discredited notion of an Aryan invasion of India needs to be abandoned as well. Yes, there were multiple cultures moving back and forwards, but Indian culture is extremely ancient.
5,000 years ago.
Yeah.
Can you think of a culture being that? I can't think of any other culture in the world, but I didn't even know India was 5,000 years old. So 5,000 years India has been around. Civilizations in India have been around 5,000. Can you imagine 5,000 years? My brain can't even calculate. It can't even comprehend. That's what I was looking. 5,000 years ago.
In Indus Valley, that's like a thing you'll learn about in textbooks.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, you learn about it
It's
now.
accepted, yeah.
But what most people don't realize was nobody knew it even existed. It was a lost civilization.
And the language is completely independent. There's no connectivity to anything
Nobody
else.
can connect it to anything. We don't know what it was. There's some suggestion that it may have been Dravidian peoples, the peoples who are now found in primarily in southern India, people, the Tamils. As a matter of fact, my wife is Tamil.
Gotcha.
And that's been very helpful to us when we've been researching in southern India. We did a lot of diving in southern. My wife is a photographer and a diver, as I am, and we did a lot of diving in southern India. So it was great to be able to talk, for her to be able to talk in their own language to Tamil fishermen and Tamil divers, and see if they'd seen any weird stuff underwater, which they certainly had, and they took us to diving on structures that are a fully formed city off the town of Mahabalipuram.
It's just so great, and I've seen videos about city underwater or something like, which is wild, but that's freaking amazing. That just like goes to show you, like, we as humanity today, there's so much that we don't know and understand, and it's crazy to think about.
You speak about this in the documentary, but I think this is really important to understand as well, that most of human civilization has been organized around water, right? Close proximity to water, obviously you can fish, travel, etc. And as the water levels change, some of those ancient cities could be completely covered.
Yes.
You've recovered some of these, you've seen
This is one
people.
of the things that I think is missing from our understanding of the past. It amused me, but also irritated me that in that open letter to Netflix, the Society for American Archaeologists claimed that they could absolutely for certain be sure that there was no lost civilization during the Ice Age. They knew it was a fact, and if there had been any civilization, they would have found it and they would have published it.
Right.
Well, how do they know that there was no lost civilization? And because it's really important to understand that archaeology is often driven by accident.
I feel like you can be pretty sure. You can be pretty sure, but to say you know emphatically without a shadow of a doubt, unless you lived way back when, how could you?
Finds. A lot of archaeology, particularly in the industrialized countries, is the result of somebody building, there's a huge building project going on. Maybe a housing estate is going to be built, maybe a road is going to be built, maybe a railway is going to be built, maybe a dam is going to be built. And then let's call in the archaeologists to make sure that we're not going to wreck any ancient archaeology while we're doing this. And that's a lot of archaeological discoveries are made as a result of that, rather than of targeted inquiries. The second issue with ruling out completely the possibility of a lost civilization is that archaeology sets itself up as the sole arbiter as to what is and what is not evidence. So I and my colleagues argue that we should consider the possibility of a much older Great Sphinx, as we've just been discussing.
That's really cool. I would love to hear y'all's thoughts. Like 5,000 years, how much you guys knew this? That's crazy. Y'all talk to me in the comment section. If you enjoyed the video, please don't forget to smash subscribe. Give a video a thumbs up. I check out the next one. I'll see you guys next time.